the things overwhelming you, you don't even know where to start from. You need to, this course is for you, part 4. So today is 13. Omo, the month they work out like this, we soon start Merry Christmas very, very soon. So, and then we have here God's blueprint for financial success. So, God's blueprint for financial success. So, we have to discuss. Okay, good and fine. So, we have our different outlines, 6 or 7 outlines on this course for us to discuss for entrepreneurs, businessmen, and investors. So, outlines. The first one is context for the concept. Context for the concept. Okay. No, no, don't worry. I will manage this too. The one I'm looking for. Thank you. God bless you. Number 2, understanding the warnings, okay, as an entrepreneur. Understanding the warnings as an entrepreneur. Okay. Number 3, we're looking at the biblical example of wicked prosperity. Okay. So don't envy them. Don't envy them. The journey is different. So as a fingerprint different, the spiritual source. Okay. Number 5, we'll be looking at why you should never envy the wicked. Why you should never. Why you should never envy the wicked. Because you'll be blown away like chaff. Number 6, we'll be looking at embracing your own calling. Okay. Choosing God's way of prosperity. Choosing God's ways of prosperity. So bracket open. God's blueprint for financial success. God's blueprint for financial success. Okay, so I'll have to do a bit of revision for those who are just joining us for the first time today. So at least you can get to be carried along. So we start the class by telling us that godless prosperity is deceitful, ultimately will collapse with time. So envying the wicked violates God's commandment for your life. God's promises the day of reckoning have called restitution. God wants to establish his righteous order. So you should focus on your own God's given assignment, your own God's given purpose, so that you can fulfill your identity and your plan of God for your life. So prosperity that flows from holiness is the only success that will last. So you want to have a concept, because the essence of wealth is that it's for transfer. There are 2 ways to do this thing. One is called the godly way. Of course, the other one is called the godless way. So you have to choose the godless way. So you have to choose one to achieve this thing. But one of them will cost you sweat, cost you effort, cost you strife. And then even if you achieve that thing you call money, success, you cannot last. It will not fulfill you. Why? One will fulfill you as a person. So if you're given the 2 sides, and this one needs some process, but you fulfill me. And the best thing I will get in the journey is transformation. You follow the process, but this one seems to be shortcut, and every shortcut always cuts your life short. So your life will not be cut short. So there's a godly way to do things, a godless way to do things. And both of them will achieve some level of success, but one will last, one will not last. So looking at it, so you want to be an entrepreneur, or you're being back on the journey entrepreneur, businessman, investor, because there are people you always talk to every morning. You're entrepreneur, businessman, investor, so you're in the right place at the right time and with the right set of people. So you have to follow the godly way of doing things. At least with the fear of the Lord, I'm going to show some blueprints as of today. So that also understand the warning. Understand the warning as an entrepreneur, that there's so many warnings that this way that seems right to a man. At the end is, of course, is destruction. So believers and entrepreneurs are commanded not to envy the wicked, because their prosperity is deceitful and spiritually rootless. They do not have spiritual root at all. So don't worry about the things that's happening. In fact, they said, don't envy the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like grasses. So definitely, so do not fret because of the evildoers, for there will be no future for evil men. So we define iniquity as lawlessness. It refers to those who reject, refuse, and resist the principles of God, the way of God, the will of God, and the law of God. So in all thy doings, you should acknowledge him, because he will guide your path. So definitely, so you don't have to do things because of money, because money, of course, does not fulfill what he promises. The emptiness of money, you can never explain, because money is a bad master and a loyal servant. You should make money serve you. And there are principles and laws and rules that govern these principles. So definitely, we also discussed that the biblical example of the wicked ones, is that the wicked ones can still achieve success. For example, the our guy Ken. Cain actually killed his brother Abel and went ahead to build industry, went ahead, of course, and to have physical success. And we studied that a lot, which I don't want to go to. So Cain killed his brother Abel, and the Bible called him the wicked one, the wicked man. But he went ahead to build, to become very prosperous and very powerful in the ancient world. When he was expelled from the family, he went ahead to build cities. We studied it and they demonstrated remarkable creativity, industry, innovation, productivity, and building cities for generational legacy. But definitely, it never lasts. So we discussed so much, and we said that this thing will never fulfill you. So, and the source, this thing will happen because he was deceived. Adam was deceived, and it was a transactional, a trade-off, where he bought a lie, and the enemy took the glory. So he was Adam was manipulated by the enemy to take his creative gift and also and use it to propagate his agenda. Because if you're actually taking the bull by the horn to become an entrepreneur, of course, an investor and a businessman, the enemy is also looking for you. As God wants to use you as a vessel unto honor, the enemy is also looking for you because he actually wants to use you to propagate his lie and, of course, and his agenda. So that is why we are empowering, educating us so that we become aware. Because the first law of wealth is called the law of awareness. You must be aware of the devices of the enemy so you don't become a victim. So we discussed yesterday about the day of reckoning, day of recompense, and the day of restitution. So we also talk about the illusion. I think I stopped somewhere here yesterday. Okay, I stopped somewhere here. We discussed about why. Okay, we've not gotten to why you should envy the wicked. Did we get to that place? No, we didn't get to that place. So I need to have concluded the spiritual source of these challenges. That is why, if you understand it, you have to understand the blueprint for success. But you don't understand it, you are seeing the success is taking time. Yes, we have to do seven logic of wealth education. How wealth is being created. It must pass through 7 stages. It must pass through the stage of wealth creation, the logic of wealth creation, the logic of entrepreneurship, the logic of business, the logic of assets, the logic of system and structure, the logic of leadership, and the logic of legacy. That is succession plan. Because there is no sustainable success without successional plan. So, but let's just do round up this and then, and I have one or two things to discuss here. But I need to clean this because I know we've done justice on this already, so that we can actually write. Because the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. And if you don't participate in your transformational journey, you can never sustain the result or outcome, because the discipline you form in the process helps you sustain outcomes and results. So this is called illusion of success. Godless success is an illusion. Write it on your note. Godless success. Godless success is an illusion. Godless success is an illusion. Godless success is an illusion because, of course, it's that like chaff which the wind will blow away. That is from the book of Psalms 1 verse 4. So there's no need to trade this part. The book of Psalms 1 verse 4. The godless success is an illusion because they are like chaff which the wind will blow away, will drive away. So, and also, this other guy here make a sort of godless success is an illusion. Of course, they are like chaff, the wind will blow away. And also, this gentleman also said from one of our prophets, Jeremiah 17 verse 11 says that he who gains riches on just way will be a fool in the end. So definitely will be a fool in the end. Okay, let me give you one more. And then this gentleman too made a statement. Of course, I like him so much. 18. Okay, let me put it this way so it can make more sense to me. Okay. Papa 17 to 19. So he said that the riches of the Babylon was it collapsed in an hour. So definitely, so there's no need to find this godless success because it will not fulfill you. So what's the key idea in this particular source we are trying to create now? Because we go to the blueprint, how to do things the way you want. Definitely, it's only going to take some time. That is the problem. People that want to achieve success don't want to be patient. I really know that you cannot be patient in a process whose logic you don't understand. So whatever you don't understand overwhelms you. If you don't plant a seed, why do you expect a harvest? If you plant a seed, there's a process the seed will germinate, of course, die, grow, and you will be patient because you know surely it will surely bear fruit one day. So, and the key idea is this. Let's write on our note, very important. We are trying to conclude the spiritual source. Outline number 4, write on your note, very important. Prosperity without God is fruit without prosperity without God is a fruit without a root. Prosperity without God is fruit without root. Full stop. Prosperity without God is fruit without root. Imagine having a tree without a root and it just bear fruit. It will fall off very soon. Prosperity without God is fruit without root. Prosperity without God is fruit without root. Prosperity without God is a fruit without root. So having a fruit without root, having a fruit without root is not going to, you're not going to be sustainable. Like I told you, the essence of wealth is for transfer. How can I come to this world, spend 35 years, 60 years, 100 years, whatever many years, and then I accumulate all the things I've accumulated and then leave? When I leave, everything dies off. You know what now? So even die when they are still alive. So there's no need, they can't transfer. And even with that, I told you, legacy is leaving some, not just something for them, but something in them, the ethics, discipline that created that wealth, so it can be sustainable. Because I told you, we are God's masterpiece, a piece of the master. You are part of divine nature, so you should come and contribute, make your own impact, make your own value addition in the humanity, so that at least you'll be famous. Because history will forget those that are not famous. And I told you that risk takers are history makers, action takers are money makers. So prosperity without God is fruit without a root. Full stop. Write it down. It may shine for a moment, but like Babylon, it will collapse suddenly, and it has no eternal value. It may shine for a moment, it may shine for a moment, comma, but like Babylon, it will collapse suddenly because it has no eternal value. None. So why will I come and make money, chop and die, and then everything else? No. My money is, my life mind does not consist in the property you possess. So it's beyond money. Money should not be the goal. It's a transformation who you become in the process. I said it may shine for a moment, but like Babylon, it will collapse suddenly because it has no eternal value. It has no eternal value. So why do you choose godless way? You want to choose a way, choose the godly way, which I'm going to mention shortly. It's going to be simple because you know when you understand, when the future is clear, the price is easy to pay. When you face the future with anticipation, not with apprehension, it's easy to pay. When you understand it, the more clearer you think about a thing, the easier to pay. The more you begin to find it. That right thinking is the hardest habit poor people don't do. That's why they complain. I said it may shine for a moment, but like Babylon, it will collapse suddenly, and it has no eternal value. Right on, very important. Godless success is always temporary. Godless success is always temporary. It's always. The last. The ever last. So there's no need to throw that part. It looks like a Broadway that goes nowhere, that leads to destruction. But it looks like the narrow way that leads to eternal life. So godless success, our success without God is an illusion, and it's always temporary. So the last. So I want to say this to you, but you don't need to write it, but listen to me very well. He says that it is a fool who says in his heart, there is no God, because he rejects, resists, and refuses the counsel of God, guidance from God. He said there is no God, so no need. So what am I trying to say? In the journey of we are trying to accumulate wealth, financial success, emotional success, spiritual success, we should never say that there is no God, because that's why it's clearly seen that we are all one, that we should never envy the wicked. And why we should not envy the wicked? Let's discuss it, because some of us don't know why certain things happen, and it's very good so that you don't ever get distracted. Outline number 5: why you should never envy the wicked. Why you should never envy the wicked? People that kidnap, steal, Yahoo Plus. I told you a story that a young man made so much money from Yahoo Plus. The only condition Baba gave to him is that you can never sleep in a house there's a roof. So the guy went and bought JLK and be sleeping inside Mercedes Benz in Abuja. And one day he went to club, as nature will have it, sleep just catch him smoke. Man, the guy just do not. As he wake up, things fall for the guy. The guy finally died, because the rule is that you should never sleep in a house there's a roof. So all your life, you will live inside a car. You will sleep there, marry there, make love to your wife inside the car. And my brother. So, okay, what is the essence of selling your soul to the devil and just have a few years of just enjoyment? Well, I don't even know, it's not even enjoyment, because the essence of wealth is for transfer. And there's so many rules to these things. And I know because of pressure, because of societal, of course, pressure, peer pressure, and all of that. So there's a part, and it will surely bring you peace, because anything that costs your peace of mind is too expensive as an entrepreneur. So we bring these courses to entrepreneurs who are, when you go to the marketplace, so you don't fall a victim because you're a victor. Touch yourself, say, I'm a victor. That one is begging for the charge card. Touch yourself again, say, I'm a success. You can do better than that. Touch yourself, say, I'm a millionaire. So I'll give you just 1, 2, 3 things why you should not envy the wicked, and we'll gather to see how we can get close to this class. So why you should not envy the wicked? Number 1, let me write it on you for your board. Why you should just follow your process? Because number 1 is that envying the wicked violates God's law. Number 1, envying the wicked violates God's law. God's laws. So that's number one. So if you envy it, it violates the God's law. So violates God's law. So and then number two, the ungodly success is self-exalting. Number two, ungodly success is self-exalting. Me, myself, and I. Ungodly success is self-exalting. So you always be exalt yourself. Now, me, myself, reflect the pride, like Lucifer. You know, it's from there. 14, 18 to 14. So it's like that. You see, in their talking, I did it, me, myself, God. So don't envy the wicked because you don't know the price they pay to ultimately pay for the illusion, whatever enjoying. So, and it blinds you from seeing the power of God up for your life. It blinds you from it's always me, myself, and I. There's no God. I did it by myself. And at the end of the day, you will not even have the peace of mind you are looking for. So, number three, why you should not envy them is because the hidden side of ungodly success. So, you don't know the hidden side. And I'll tell you right now the hidden side of ungodly success. The hidden side. The hidden side is that you will take your soul, you will take your peace, you will take someone you love. You're going to cost you your life. So there's no need. So it's always fraudulent, manipulation, unethical system, exploitation. The hidden side is plenty. So there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed. That is from the brother Luke, our apostle, 12 verse 2. So the hidden side of this thing is that they pay with it with their life. The price they pay is ultimately an illusion for temporary enjoyment. What do they call enjoyment? It's like telling me you're having an illicit sex and then at the end of the day you are pregnant. My best time, you have 9 months talk. 9 months talk is not the issue. Giving birth is even easier. Taking care of the child, your life don't talk already as he's talked to you. So you lost so many times. So the price to pay to get HIV, my brother, my sister, he had. In fact, that's you don't even do that thing. Okay, HIV, we're managing. You can't go turn 8, my brother, your sister, your own don't finish. You will manage problem with self affliction, and your life not gonna get peace, and you not gonna like him. So what is the price? I tell you that just attend with discipline and pain. There are two. The price, the pain of discipline, and the price of there are two things that happen. Either your discipline, how do I say it? Regret and pains. The pain of discipline, the pain of okay, there are two pains in life: the pain of discipline and pain of regret. Now, the pain of discipline is cheaper than the pain of regret. That is, it's cheaper to pay the price to be disciplined than to pay the price to be regretting all your life. All your life, the thing will be afflicting you, will be bothering your heart. In fact, why did I do this? In fact, you see those that made money from illicit art, exploitation, selling that. So they envy you. When you say they wish they can undo the things they did, they cannot undo. I know some from my mama village. The man is alive today. You know if he get picking because the story says that he sold his 2 balls on his pennies and get money. So the man now he cannot have a child. He have everything but no child, no nothing. So he has everything that he can think about in life. But now the thing don't tire him. He don't tire him. He wish that he did not do that thing. So the fact is that the two pains in life, yes, pain of discipline and pain of regret. So the hidden side is that the wicked people that they feel that they're enjoying, but there's nothing like enjoying this. So envying the wicked blinds you from God's principle. Write it on your notes. Envying the wicked blinds you from God's principles. Envying the wicked. Okay, I should put ing here. Envying the wicked violates God's law. Envying the wicked blinds you from God's principle. Envy the wicked blinds you from God's principle, laws, will. Envy the wicked blinds you from God's principle, God's laws, God's will, God's way. Envy the wicked blinds you from God's principles, violates God's law, God's will, God's way, and God's ways. So if you envy them, it will blind you from the godly principle, God's will, God's way for your life. So you will not like to pay the price of a process. You like to go and follow shortcut. That's why there's no shortcut to these things. Everything God did has systems and structures. So envying God, the wicked blinds you from God's principle, God's way, God's will for your life. God's plan for your life. It will make you to follow the shortcut, and at the end of the day, you derail. And there's nothing that kills a man that more than distraction. Distraction even kills more than procrastination. When you are distracted, remember, whatever you focus on expands. And the wicked people you see, they're always inspired by demons, and they're demonstrated uh, their anger, their fright. If you start to envy them, you start thinking that God doesn't love you, God hates you, that your village people are after you, that why are you struggling from January to this November? You've not gotten 20 million, you have not. No. You envy the people who blinds you from God's will, God's way, and God's plan for your life. So you cannot be you cannot be prosperous until you are faithful to God's principle and way of doing things. So God always encouraged the innovative entrepreneur to take to follow the process from pit to pinnacle. You must follow process. So fundamentally, problems with godless success becomes a challenging. It's going to cost your sweat, cost your life, cost you your joy and your peace of mind. So that is why you must find choosing God's way to prosperity. If we talk about choosing God's way to prosperity, so okay, let's do something there. If I talk about choosing God's way to prosperity, and then we have a lot to discuss. Yes, choosing God's way to prosperity. Before we choose God's way to prosperity, we must understand that our journey is different. So if you know that journey is different, as our blueprints are different, it will make you not to envy these guys. So let me give you 2-3 points there. Why you should understand that your journey is different. Tell your neighbor, my case is different. God deals with us individually different. Our paths are different. Some of us, God sent us to become giant of industry in oil and gas, telecommunication, law, music industry, entertainment. So don't go and compare yourself with people that you're not supposed to compare. The only person you should compare yourself is who you are yesterday. So you should do better than what you do yesterday to become the ultimate powerful version of yourself. If you have gotten some level of results, 6 packs yesterday, of course, continue. Just do better than what you did. You read 1 chapter yesterday, read more chapter. If you learn about systems and structure, leadership, investment, strategy, innovation, so learn more. Just compete with yourself, because if you compete with yourself, it's a good competition. But competing with other people leads to envy, strife, pride. If you think that you are doing better than someone, it will bring pride and ego. If someone is doing better than you, it will boost this envy and jealousy. So let me just talk about embracing your own path to success, your own calling, your own place and inheritance. For now, talk about choosing God's way, because if you understand your case is different, it's easier to choose God's way for your life to be able to achieve your success. Okay, so and I want to put it like this on your note. Embracing your own calling, place, and inheritance. Embracing your own calling. Your own calling, place, and inheritance. So, definitely. So, you have to embrace your own. So, choose identity over comparison. Number 1, choose identity over comparison. Choose identity over comparison. So stop comparing yourself with other people. Definitely don't do that. And okay, Ephesians 2 verse 10. Don't compare yourself with people now. Because at the end of the day, you go and want to go and compete, and then you enter Wala. It says that we are his workmanship, created for good works and for what prepared for beforehand. So let us examine our own work without comparing himself to someone else. That's Galatians 6 verse 4. So definitely, so you should know that my case is different, my journey is different. Another person can be made a prophet unto the government, not a prophet unto an industry. So all you need to do is to discover yourself, develop and deploy. When you don't compare yourself, you have peace of mind, because me, I know my journey is different, my case is different. Whatever my hand finds to do, actually all my heart, with all my might. And I just sit down and say, what God say I will do, I will be. No, I have to find a niche, the burden in my heart, that I have a passion for this. I want to make sure nobody go into business and suffer again. Nobody go to business and close. Because most of the time, I drive past the city of Uyo, I see so many shops closed. It pains my heart, because I know that business did not just fail, because businesses don't fail. People fail. People don't fail. They don't just know enough. Imagine that I was able to meet this guy that owned this shop. I would have taught him systems and structure, taught him how to not pursue money, he should pursue the real value of solving problem. This business will not collapse. You know, I mean, someone like me that is closed. That means I was not so influential, I was not so visible enough for him to meet someone like me. So business should not be closing, because business will give you time freedom, financial freedom of expression, freedom of mobility, and because what again? For freedom, time freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of mobility, and financial freedom. So you would have gotten these 4 freedoms. But because you need to meet someone like me, so you struggle, borrow money, because how can you start a business with your family and friends? Starting with your family and friends is not good because you cannot hire somebody you cannot fire. Tell anyone, neighbor, don't hire someone you cannot fire. Mistake number 1. Once you hire somebody you cannot fire, your business will collapse. I can assure you. Because there's human nature. Excuses there, you cannot fire him, make mistake, they cannot fire him. It's a problem. So you don't business is transaction. Business doesn't care personality. Business must be documented. There are principles that govern business. You want to do charity, fine. We know you're doing charity. We know you're not making, but once you want to make profit, so and it's good because see, in the face of men, either you are being sold, they are selling. That's the truth. So you have to go there and because you take the lion heart to take the lion share. Tell your neighbor, you take the lion heart to take the lion share. Tell your neighbor about he takes the strong to take from the weak. So it's normal. It's human nature. So they think that's the passion, that's the drive. That if we have resources and become resourceful, the world will not enslave us because knowledge makes you unfit for slavery. So since I know, it doesn't bother me because I know that this thing we are doing will bring results. Because it's just like planting cassava. We clear the bush, put the fire, till the ground, carry manure, organic one, plant it will germinate, to grow. Me, I know that even if they will die, not all, there is a lot of average, at least most majority will survive. So I know if you keep somebody around knowledge for a long time, the brain can learn because man's capacity to learn is God's gift to man. Man's willingness to learn is a man's choice. If I don't want to learn, it does in our community, it no go work. So what I'm trying to say, choose your identity over comparison, because if you know that my journey is different, you will not compare yourself with someone else. So choose. Number 2 thing you need to understand: choose progress over speed. Choose progress over speed. Choose progress over speed. Over speed. Choose progress over speed. I told you that speed is useless without direction. Direction is useless without destination. So if you are given a choice on your journey as an entrepreneur, because see, business is not productivity. Of course, business is not progress. Beware of the barrenness beware of the barrenness, because it doesn't produce anything. Beware of the barrenness of a busy life. That's what I say. Beware of the barrenness of a busy life. So on your journey, you should choose progress. Progress means that it's called, let me give you one of the laws of progress. Right on your note. The law of progress states that. Don't celebrate for too long. Don't regret for too long. Always ask what next. Write on your note. The law of progress states that. Don't celebrate for too long. Don't regret for too long. Always ask what next. Then when you achieve a particular success, don't celebrate for too long. You don't achieve a particular success, don't regret for too long. Always ask what next. That's the law of progress. So choose progress. Choose always ask what next. Okay, I said this milestone this week, this month we are winning 20 so, and you want it, ask what next. Another 21. Compare yourself with what you achieved yesterday. Okay, this one we are target, we want to make 1 million in a month. We must create value in forms of products. We must sell. We must market. Because see, you're afraid of what people say. Don't know what people say. Oh, see, you are you say people are looking at me, they're laughing at me. I don't think nobody was even looking at you because everybody have their own wahala. So just go out there, carry your market on your head, sell it like gala. So you shouldn't be ashamed. If you see the way the kingdom of darkness are doing this thing, you have to know that they're not shying away. How can we have the substance and you're shying away from substance? No, the thing is this. Right, okay, let me something today. Why? Okay, I've not gotten here. I'm still here. But I want to write something. Choosing. Let me just clean this one. I want to write something. Okay. Choosing progress over speed. Proverbs 4. Let me use black marker. Proverbs 4 verse 18. Proverbs 4 verse 18. Okay. So the path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining over and over, brighter and brighter unto a brighter day. Let me get another one. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. Okay, he said that so it said that wait for it will surely come to pass. Though it may tarry for a moment, but wait for it, it shall surely come to pass. So the key idea is that your calling, your assignment, your purpose in life, of course, tailored by God, is very, very important to you. So don't compare yourself to other people because you will lose focus and you will steal your joy. Right, very important. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself with anyone. Don't compare yourself with anyone. Don't compare yourself with anyone because it will steal your joy, peace of mind. Don't compare yourself with anyone because it will steal your joy and peace of mind. Don't compare yourself with anyone because it will steal your joy and peace of mind. What you should do, if someone achieves success you want, go there and ask him to teach you so you can learn. Go tell him, okay, how did you succeed? That don't always ask for result, ask for process, because the process is what gives birth to result. If you understand the process, you can always create the result. I told you that the reason for process is because the discipline you form in that process helps you sustain outcomes and results. Tell outcome. Tell no result. Okay, we should go to finish because tomorrow I have something very important for us. So the reason why you cannot compare yourself with anyone, because your journey is different, and you should never confuse your identity with your address. Don't allow anyone to define you by your circumstances. Your circumstances are meant to refine you and never define you. Write it down. Your circumstances are meant to refine you. Refine. Your circumstances are meant to refine you and not define you. Your circumstances are meant to refine you and not define you. So whatever you are passing through is not permanent. Every problem has a expiring date. Temporary defeat is not permanent failure. And it happens to everything in life. Don't allow your circumstances. Your circumstances were meant to refine you and not define you. Because how can you explain I talk about gravitropy and phototropy. Any plant, any seed you plant goes down. It brings the roots down before it grows up. In fact, the deeper the root down, the stronger, the taller the tree up. I said that for you to experience success, sometimes you see in fact, when challenges comes to you, it's because you have a plan. If you don't have a plan, no challenges. Say, devil doesn't even use lazy people. I told you. An idle man is a devil's workshop. The Bible says, a little sleep, a little slumber, so shall poverty come as a permanent house guest. They know they give devil one snatch, make him sit down for chair. Get one snatch, he will come out for that chair. So the thing is that they give them time. So the thing is this: don't allow someone to define. The ones are meant to refine you and not define you. So don't allow someone to define you based on circumstances, and don't confuse your address with your identity. Anyone looking down on you today, and because of your economic status and economic circumstances, will look up to you tomorrow for a job. If you consistently follow the process I'm going to share with you and on the God's plan or purpose for your life, you see, the thing is that we move out of business because we compare ourselves with other people. But you forget that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are meant to manage a unique aspect of God's work because you are different by design. Tell you, I am different. By design. But right, is very important. Embracing your calling, right? Embracing your calling, comma purpose, by aligning with your assignment. Embracing your calling, comma purpose, and aligning with your assignment. I'll teach about calling again and purpose. Now find time and take it. Some of you are just coming from my class. I say embracing your calling, comma purpose, and aligning with your assignment will give you peace. Embracing your calling, comma purpose, and aligning with your assignment will bring you peace of mind and place you in the path to prosperity. So embracing your calling, comma purpose, and aligning with your assignment will bring you peace of mind. Will bring you peace of mind and a path to prosperity. So it's not about okay, I know I'm running up. We'll go there. We'll just not waste time here. So it's not just about we are running the race. It's about finishing it. So it's about finishing it. I told you, success is finishing what you start. If say because you cannot say somebody says I want to be a footballer, he achieved this. Somebody a doctor achieved it, medicine and surgery achieved it, a lawyer achieved it. So all of them succeeded in any part they started. So whatever you say, I want to brush my mouth, you brush your mouth. You're a successful person. You succeeded, brush your mouth. I want to take my bed, take your bed. That means you have been achieving success. I want to go there. I want to read this, read. I want to do this. Anything you say you want to do and you finish it, you are a success. Thought yourself, I'm a success. I'm a success. So that philosophy helps you a lot. So to embrace and choose God's way for your prosperity. So let me just do some justice here because it's going to help you a lot. And the last outline for today, because we have to finish it. Why I'm saying we have to finish it today is because I have something very important for you tomorrow. You cannot miss tomorrow's class for anything. It's an epic. Blow my mind. So let's do the last outline for today. Let's go to where we are going to. This is why we are even here. That is God's way for financial success. So choosing God's way of prosperity. So I never envy the wicked people. Never envy them, because envying them will make you to start thinking God hates you, God doesn't love you. But you forget that you that have hands, you have legs. A lot of people don't have hands. Oh, I don't go clean up. Let me write again. Choosing God's way to prosperity. So, okay. And it's good you choose the godly way and live the godless way. Because at the end of the day, okay, let me start by telling you this as we round up this class. Okay, okay, okay. Number one is that prosperity in God's way. Okay, why you should choose is because whatever you do shall prosper. It's Psalm 1 verse 3. It says something so that once you choose the God's way, and the God's way, let me show it to you here because I wrote it somewhere here. Oh, let me show it to you here. Very, very important. Okay, perfect. Okay, so good and fine. Let me start by laying the foundation like this. Okay, let me check on here. So I think we need to get it done. And this thing will give you peace of mind because at the end of the day, you are saying yourself, I need money. Run you like, oh, and you have the money and you cannot sleep in your house again. You are running helter skelter looking for pastor. That's why I told you I'm not a pastor because what pastor do me, my brother? I tell you that me, I cannot do it. How can I lead somebody to Christ on Sunday? Monday morning is going to do that thing he's not doing again. You want to suffer me, eh? You know what? So let me start like this. He said, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." So the first thing that you don't have interest, not standing in the way of what sinners, not sitting in the sin of what scornful, but he delights in the law of the Lord, and his Lord does he meditate day and night. And then it shall be like a tree planted by rivers of water, and bringeth forth fruit in his season. His leaf shall not wither. Whatever he doeth, it shall prosper. So the godly way, first and foremost, is that write on your note. Number one, that you walk not in the counsel of the ungodly. That's number one. Write it, even though it's here. Write it again. Number one is that you should not walk in the counsel of the. That's number one principle. It's on my notes, but I'll be able to read it from here. Number two, you should stand not in the way of the sinner. Okay, let me even put it the way I put on my notes for you. Okay. Okay, I will see with the one or two statements here to add up to what I said here. But let me just finish on. So you want to have godly ways that you should not stand in the way of the sinner, nor sit in the seat of the scornful. Okay? Okay? So what does it mean to sit in the seat of the scornful? It means that what the scornful, they always praise themselves. They are being self-praise, self-worship, self-idolatry. So any success you achieve, don't attribute it to yourself. Because write it down a note, sitting in the seat of scornful means that you are self-praised, self-worship, and self-idolatry. You don't even recognize God. That anything you achieve, you just feel that now you get life. No. You know the rich young fool. They say your soul demanded for you today. So the godly way, because I want to show you some parts, but we need to get this thing. I told you there's no way I can talk to entrepreneurs. In this part of the world, we know where we say we not accept on anything. We must accept on something, we can bid on it. A few statements to make, but we must agree on this one first. So the delight is the law of the Lord, but it's not about delight. He meditates. Tell me, meditate. Let me show you the right way. The right way is to meditate. Meditate. So meditate happens in your mind. Tell me, mind. It happens in what you use your mind for. Use your mind to imagination. So the imagination. It's called image nation. Tell me, image nation. It's called picture nation. Tell me, picture nation. Picture nation. You have to create mental pictures. So mental pictures that glorify God, because the universe responds to the pictures in your mind more than the words of your mouth. Because out of the abundance of that mind, heart, the mouth speaketh. So when somebody telling you you are poor, we are broke, I don't know, I'm useless and out of use, no, because he has sit down to think not on the godly part, on the negative part, that you just look. So you meditate on what. Don't define yourself based on circumstances. Define your way where the scripture define you. Define your way the heaven defines you. Define your way the heaven defines you as fearfully and wonderfully made, the head and not the tail, the light of the world. So don't define yourself based on what you are passing through. So once you want to have a godly way, the first part, no matter what I want to say, it will not add up. I told you that beliefs controls behavior. So beliefs controls behavior. Until I change that beliefs control behavior. The way you behave that brought you to your lack, spiritual, emotional success. If I don't change your belief system, forget behavior. Behaviors are fruits. These are the real control. So once you believe that you should meditate, spend your mind. Meditating mental. Imagination means the workshop of the body, workshop of the mind, where you can use. So spend more time designing your life. And don't think on your mind, in your brain alone. Think on paper. What you're thinking right now is called thinking. Only think on your brain is called worry. A successful entrepreneurs are men who spend time to think, because we are part of the thinking class. Deliver reward to you according to the energy generated from the point of thought, not according to effort. Effort is a common denominator. Knowledge is a differentiator. What is a rich man, a poor man is not effort. What is a rich man, a poor man is the thinking part, the thought behind the effort, definition, the knowledge behind the effort. So you will not have sustainable results if you don't spend time to think the godly part for your life. What you see, and I've been so much in business, I understood that it's not about the effort, it's about the thought behind the effort that makes the difference. So, and let me also say something to you. So, meditation actually brings the result you want. Because if you don't meditate, see, after the meditate at night, see what happens? It shall be like a tree. Planted, it shall bring forth fruit. It shall do what is a prosper. Meditation even happen in our secret. Joshua 1 verse 8. Number 1, Adoni. Number 160. Number 2, Joshua 1 verse 8. You know what happened? Me, I start thinking, how can I create value for humanity? There's a thought pattern. Because if I think clearly on a thought, forget about the price. You know, I need monetary business. Nah, money is not the only capital. In fact, the real capital is not even money. You have assets, you have quality relations, you have social capital, you have skills, you have competence, you can negotiate, you can partner. You say, man, when you have a business, now lie, because you are not thinking through. You don't see when I told you now, my first business started. I didn't have money. My first body money. Because why? I was so clear. If you see me defend my project, in fact, like, that's my business plan. You won't bring money and give me. But I was so sure. So what I'm trying to say, this same thing happen here, it happen here. When something happen once, no problem. Happen twice, it become what? Eh? Yeah, once happens twice, what does it come? A principle. It happened 3 times, got what? Principles established. Happened 4 times, got what? A blueprint. Happened 5 times, got what? A pattern. So, he says, I want to show you 1 or 2, right? Meditation. So now meditate. It happens there, it happens there. He told Joshua that you shall make your way prosperous, you shall have good success. Joshua 1.